So this evening I'm in the John Oxley Library with Adele Ferguson, author of Banking Bad. So welcome to the State Library of Queensland, Adele. It's fantastic to have you here.
Thank you.
So first of all, what do you like about visiting libraries?
What's not to like? I find them really exciting. There's such a, brains trust in, any library, whether it's for kids. It just has so much to offer to everybody, whether it's, for documentaries, for investigative journalism, literature. It's just abounds with so much to learn.
And I imagine that you use libraries a lot in the work that you do as part of investigative journalism?
Absolutely, yes, reading books. So for Banking Bad, I went back to the 80s, early 80s.
Okay.
And our library doesn't go back that far at The Age and the Sydney Morning Herald, so the library was really imperative.
So you would have used the State Library of Victoria or
yes,
State Library?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I used the State Library of Victoria and got a lot of my early information there, and then just reading books by Kerry O'Brien and books that were written in the 80s by Trevor Sykes about the crash. So yeah, really, really important for my work.
And do you think there's great awareness of the breadth of collections that are held in state libraries? I mean, were you surprised by what you found when you started doing the research?
Yeah, I do think that people don't understand, because libraries have changed a lot over the years. That kids can have noisy time. Whereas you think of a library as super quiet, but there's exhibitions, there's all sorts of things that I think a lot of people don't realise, and they should be using it because it's free.
And I guess you would have used a lot of newspapers over the last few decades. And did you use the online ones available through Trove?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it's a fantastic resource, isn't it, Trove?
It's extraordinary. Yeah, it's so powerful. I did that when I wrote the book on Gina Reinhardt, which went back way, decades and decades. Her father was Lang Hancock, looking at the 50s. And Trove was imperative to my research.
That's fantastic. And of course, the State Library of Queensland, we contribute a lot of content through to Trove and also our digitised newspapers as well, which makes it available for people across Australia, but also the world as well. Now, I know you've only just walked into the State Library of Queensland, but what are your first impressions of us as a library?
It just seems really modern and crisp and really welcoming.
And are you a regular library user yourself outside of doing your work?
I tried and take my daughter to the library to encourage her to read. So yeah, I'd say pretty regular. And
I think a lot of people often say that, do we still need libraries in the 21st century in the age of the internet? But it's evident that you are a big library user and they are a part of your life as well.
Absolutely, because a lot of things are subscriber based and we can't subscribe to everything.
True.
And, some of them are quite costly. If you're just wanting to look at one article, it can be extremely expensive, particularly if it's overseas. So, yeah, libraries are still extremely important.
Okay. And what's the favourite part of your daughter's visit to a library, if I can ask?
Really looking at what new books have come in.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for coming along today to talk to Queenslanders about your latest book, Banking Bad. I know there's a big crowd downstairs waiting to hear more, so thank you, and I hope you enjoy your stay at the State Library.
My pleasure.
Thank you.